Welcome to Subhart's grammar class. Look at these words: either, one another, and some. Either, one another, and some. Are they pronouns? Can we call them pronouns?
Yes, they are. They are pronouns.
Out of the 9 classifications, we have already studied 6: personal, emphatic, reflexive, and then we studied another 3: demonstrative, interrogative, and indefinite pronouns. Today we are going to study the last 3 classifications of pronouns. The last 3 classifications. Today we are going to study that. Okay. Which are they? Distributive pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, and relative pronouns. Which are they? Distributive, reciprocal, and relative pronouns. Let's start with distributive pronouns. Which are they? Each, either, and neither. Each, either, and neither are the distributive pronouns. So it is simple. Only 3 pronouns come under the classification distributive pronouns. They are each, either, and neither. Now, look at these sentences. Each of them will be rewarded. The pronoun each is used. Look at the second sentence. Either of us may be promoted. In the second sentence, the pronoun either is used. Neither of them is hardworking. Neither. Either of them will donate blood. Each of them got a share. We are given 5,000 rupees each. Neither of them followed his instructions. So, in all these sentences, we find the use of distributive pronouns such as each, either, and neither. I think it is clear to you. If you need a few more examples, here are a few more.
Look at these examples. Each of them is given a laptop. Each. Either of them is guilty. So in the second sentence, either is used. Each of you scored only 86%. Again, each. Neither of the boys has the required qualification. Neither. They were given one application each. So I hope all of you followed it.
Now let's move on to the 8th classification of pronouns, reciprocal pronouns. What is it called? Reciprocal pronouns. So, what are the reciprocal pronouns? Each other and one another. So, in this list, there are only 2 pronouns: each other and one another. Reciprocal pronouns.
Look at these examples. The 2 boys loved each other. 2 boys. So we have to use each other. The 2 neighbors hated each other. If it is more than 2, we can use one another. They, the presumption is that it is more than 2. They loved one another. They respected one another. They respected one another. Here, the presumption is that they. By they, it means more than 2. If it is 2, it will be specified. So they respected one another, they loved one another, the 2 neighbors hated each other, the 2 boys loved each other. I hope you got it.
Here comes the last division, relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. From the very term, we understand that relative pronouns are used to make relations or relationships. You see, we have to relate words, sometimes we have to relate phrases, sometimes we have to relate clauses, and also sentences. And for relating words, phrases, clauses, and sentences, so we depend on relative pronouns. And which are the common relative pronouns in English? Who, whom, whose, that, and which. Once again, who, whom, whose, that, and which are the common relative pronouns with which we connect or with which we relate words, phrases, clauses, and sentences. Sometimes we connect a clause with a sentence, sometimes a phrase with a sentence, like that. It goes on. And for all these purposes, we depend on these relative pronouns. And I shall make it clear to you with the help of
a few examples. First, have a look at the list of relative pronouns. Which are they? Who, whom, whose, that, which. And sometimes we use what also as a relative pronoun. Okay. Here, the relative pronouns who, whom, whose, that, and which. Have a look at it. Look at these examples. The first pair of sentences. This is the boy. First sentence, he killed the snake. And you are asked to relate these two sentences. And how will you relate it? Look, this is the boy who killed the snake. So the pronoun who is used to relate the two sentences. This is the boy who killed the snake. Now look at the second pair. This is the girl I recommended for the post. Two sentences are given and see how the two sentences are related. This is the girl that or whom I recommended for the post. Once again, this is the girl that or whom I recommended for the post. So in these two sentences, you find the relative pronouns connecting two sentences. So they are relative pronouns. Look at these examples. This is the book I like to read. This is the book. Instead of book, we can use which, because book is a lifeless thing. So for lifeless things, we use which as a relative word. So this is the book which I like to read. Look at the second pair. Tobacco is a drug. Drug. Instead of drug, we can use which, because drug is also inanimate. So tobacco is a drug which I can do without. Once again, this is the book I like to read. This is the book which I like to read. Tobacco is a drug. Is a drug that is also inanimate, a lifeless thing. So instead of lifeless, we can use the relative word which or that. So tobacco is a drug which I can do without, or that I can do without. Got it? Here you have to insert relative pronoun. She works for a company dash makes furniture. So instead of company, you can use which or that. So the answer goes like this. She works for a company which makes furniture or that makes furniture. Second sentence. This book is about a girl. A girl. Instead of girl, we can use who. So this book is about a girl who runs away from home. What happened to the pictures? So instead of pictures, we can use which. So what happened to the pictures which were hanging on the wall, or that were hanging on the wall? We can say like that also. The police have arrested the man. Instead of the man, we have to use the relative pronoun who. So the police have arrested the man who stole my watch. Once again, instead of a company, we can use which or that. Girl. Instead of girl, we can use who. What happened to these pictures? Instead of pictures, we can use which or that. The police have arrested the man. Instead of the man, we have to use who. So the police have arrested the man who stole my watch. Who stole my watch? I hope you got it. A dictionary is a book dash gives you the meaning of words. A dictionary is a book. So instead of book, we can use, book is an inanimate thing, so we can use which. A dictionary is a book which gives you the meaning of words. We can also use that. Alexander Bell was the man. The man. So we can use only who, or we can even use that. Alexander Bell was the man who invented the telephone. Alexander Bell was the man who invented the telephone. It seems that the Earth is the only planet dash can support life. Which can support life? Planet which? Planet that. Planet which can support life or that can support life. So I hope all of you understood the use of relative pronouns. That's all for the day. So see you in the next class with the next part of speech, that is adjective. Till then, bye. Take care.